All right. Are we back? We should be back, right? Yeah. I apologize, guys. I'm getting so sick and tired of this, man. It really fucks you up because you're in the middle of streaming, you're having a good time, and then it starts dropping, and suddenly I'm not even in the mood for fucking anything, man. It is just super annoying. I can't wait to move. I just need to fucking get away from this shit. I would like to have normal streams where this shit doesn't fucking constantly happen. Been defeated. Welcome back, Echo. Peter Lee, how you doing, brother? Can I bribe you to watch a magical video? Very dear to me.
Can I bribe you to watch a magical video very dear to me?
What's with the two? I don't know why it came down twice. But Heathen, yeah, I assume you can actually. I'd be willing to accept a bribe to watch a video. Why not? I'm moving at the end of the month, D-Rocker. Literally, what, 26 days from now? Stuff usually works, but damn, it's relatively new. Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, what kind of streamer would I be if I don't allow people to pay to skip the line? So, yeah, you're absolutely welcome to do so. Anyways, while we still have internet, let's finish watching this, shall we?
Performs the duty of its office. To further fear them is redundant. To hate them, heretical. Those more sensible will place responsibility with those who forced the hands of the Inquisition. With some fortune, they may foster this hatred into purpose and further rule their own fate by coming to the Emperor's service. Yet ultimately, it was I who set these events into motion. With a single
I really appreciate that, Heathen. Thanks so much for the... Wow, 1,500. Is that right? Yeah, it's 1,500... No, 1,400 bits. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't want to lie, but what the fuck was that? Like, this was not a good cinematic to watch. I mean, to be fair, yeah, that was not good. I mean, I've seen better cinematics from the Warhammer guys, and this was not it. This was definitely not it. Before we watch yours, I'm absolutely going to watch yours. I just quickly want to see this. While we're watching cinematics, let's finish the cinematics so that we can... Maybe this one's better, chat. Maybe this is a good one. Please don't be the same one. This is already better. Like, this is already fucking better. Also, we just got 10 gifted subs. Thank you, you degenerate fuck. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can I get some hearts in chat, bastards? I better see some goddamn hearts. I will not stand for you ungrateful little shits. I really appreciate that, Heathen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For the video, though, yeah, I'm definitely going to watch the video. Don't worry. I just want to see this. This is already a million times better. Because here's the war. The previous one didn't even have war. This one's a lot better. Fucking orcs, bro. Oh, easy. It's the mix. Oh, shit. Dude, how the fuck do you fight that? Box orders love. Thanks for the 100 bits. Really appreciate that. Fuck. I never understood this bit. Like, why is it important to plant the flag? What does it do? But the company is dead. This was a good one. This was a good one. I'm glad we watched this one. Okay, one more. One more. It's not... Wait. What's this? Inquisitor Monitor. I'm trying to... Wait, what? Okay, one more. One more. Then we watch... Ethan, he's streaming. Then we watch his. Okay, so we're watching this one, and then we're watching Heathens. Okay? Warhammer Inquisitor. Martyr. I've not seen this before.
The universe is infinite and deadly. Beyond the veil lies only corruption. Far from the guiding light of the God Emperor.
Those guns. Look at all the guns!
By the foul tempest that distort reality. The veil shreds open, and madness gushes through.
Oh, shit, bro.
My sacred duty is to keep vigil here, in the darkness that hides tainted worlds and terrible secrets.
Dude, the size of this ship.
Unclean and raise their nests. I will not hesitate to enter our once proud bastions, now sanctuaries of the wicked and the alien.
A work blessed by the Emperor.
This is a haven for the heretic and the corrupted. But I will cleanse the abandoned halls. I will face what's lurking among the shadows. I am an inquisitor. I shall fear nothing, for I am what you fear.
Fucking badass, bro. Just super badass. What's the biggest ship in the galaxy? Probably a Space Hulk somewhere? Isn't it the Emperor class ones? Wouldn't that be considered the biggest ones? The Phalanx. The Phalanx is pretty big if it's the right one I'm thinking of.
You look like you've lost some weight.
What am I looking at?
Either the rock or the phalanx. One is moon-sized. The other is a chunk. The other is a chunk of a destroyed planet.
Dude, why am I getting... Ooh. Let's see if that works. No.
Either the rock or the phalanx. One is moon-sized. The other is a chunk of a destroyed planet.
That does work, though. It's not the right way, but it does work. Fuck it. I really appreciate it. So it's either the rock or the phalanx. Which one is the phalanx? Is it that giant city that you play in? It looks like the giant city. Yeah. Oh, shit. I remember playing with this one in... what's that game called? Fuck. No, what was that game called again? Warhammer something. Warhammer, no. What was it called again? Fuck. Battlefleet. That's the one. Battlefleet Gothic Armada. You play with one of those phalanx. And that shit is fucking massive. Like, you don't even shoot at the ships. You just ride over them. That's how you beat the ships. You just ride over them. Just fly over them, fuck them, right? And they just get destroyed. Like, that shit is massive. Isn't the Necron world engine the size of a moon or a planet? I'm pretty sure the Phalanx is probably like the size of a moon or a planet as well. Lost the homeworld and gained the rock. Wait. Some Space Marine chapters live in the most extravagant fortresses while others exist as Battlefleet armies. Thanks to their home, the Rock, the Dark Angels have the best of both worlds. With the new Codex supplement for the Dark Angels on its way, full of rules and exciting lore, we're taking a look at the history of their mobile headquarters. Dude. Unbeknownst to the Lion, Luther, who had been like a brother to the Primarch in the days before the Great Crusade, had turned his back on the Imperium. Johnson attempted to contact Luther, but after only getting a message read responses to his hail, he was forced to return fire. Macro laser blasts and super nuclear ordnance shook the very...
in front of the thing.
Wait, the size of the ships in... Oh, wait. I didn't even fucking notice this. Those are individual ships, and this entire thing at the back of it is their ship. Yeah, he left him on raid. Sag. Like, very proper Sag boy. Dude, that is... Holy Christ. The angels are heretics, no? The Dark Angels. No, they're not heretics. Are they? No, the Dark Angels aren't heretics. Okay, yeah. Is there a chunk of their homeworld transformed into a ship? Only the Fallen are? Yeah, the Fallen Angels. So this is like the unbeknownst to the Lion, Luther, who had been like a brother to the Primarch in the days before the Great Crusade, had turned his back on the Imperium. So Luther turned his back on the Imperium, but not the Lion. Dude. All right. But that is quite big. That is quite fucking big. Let's see. What else do they have? Oh, this is the last one. Okay. To all you Warhammer Andes that don't know jack shit about World of Warcraft, I have to bring some culture, of some of our culture to you guys. Okay?
It will be explained in the video I requested.
All right. I'm going to watch the video that you requested now, Heathen. I just want to finish this cinematic portion with a little bit from World of Warcraft, if you guys don't mind. It's actually from Warcraft, not World of Warcraft, but, you know, doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. No. The fuck are you doing? Why are you comparing? I don't want a comparison. Oh, well, it's fine. They just watch the comparison. I'm sure he's going to show us the proper one. Yeah, here we go. Now he's showing us the proper one. This, by the way, is super impactful. If you're a Warcraft fan, this is like one of the craziest moments in Warcraft. Our boy Arthas. Now, in the World of Warcraft universe, for all of you Warhammer Andes, Arthas is very similar to Horus. Very similar to Horus. Once the beloved son of the Alliance, literally the prince of princes, so to speak, fell to, well, not the chaos, but to death. And this is him returning to Lordaeron after his long crusade against the forces of evil. Yeah, you can still hear the whispers of this in Undercity.
Ah, my son. I knew you'd be
No
victorious.
longer need to sacrifice for your people. You no longer need to bear the weight of your crown. I've taken care of everything.
What is this? What are you doing, my son?
Succeeding you, father.
He killed his own father as well.
This
Just
kingdom shall fall, and from the ashes shall arise a new order that will shake the very foundations of the world.
he did rip his own kingdom apart, by the way. It is just madness. Madness. So fucking good. So fucking good. Anyways, now that we've watched a little bit of Warhammer and some World of Warcraft, let's watch... Alright, can you give me a link, Heathen? Just send a link. Thank you very much, bro. Really appreciate that. How do we still not have a Warcraft 4? So many people loved Warcraft 3 because there's no money in RTS. RTS has no money, so why the fuck would they? Why would they make one? It is sad because I personally would love a Warcraft 4, but you would have to convince someone like Bobby Kotick that hey, it's okay if your game only makes a couple of $1 million. It's not gonna make billions, but that's okay. And Bobby Kotick will literally start crying as you're talking about that.
G'day, guys.
Like, literally, if you went to Bobby Kotick and you told him, all right, listen here, Bobby, I'm sorry, but the game we're about to make is going to be really cool and all of our fans are going to love it. But the game is only going to make maybe like 5, 6, maybe $10 million. Bobby Kotick will fucking break down crying. It will be the worst news he's ever had in his entire life. Bobby Kotick only gets up in the morning for like $1 billion. And if it makes more than $1 billion, he gets a fucking semi. And if it makes $2 billion, he's hard for like a month. That's just how Bobby Kotick functions. There's literally nothing else we can do about it. Anyways, Heathen literally donated money for us to watch this video. So why the Dark Angels were the most powerful legion? I don't agree with this at all, just to be clear. Before we even start watching this video, I just want to make my biases known to everyone. I believe that it is Gilliman and the Ultramarines that is the most powerful. Why? Because Gilliman kicks ass. That said, let's watch this, shall we?
G'day, guys and gal. I've made it pretty clear that both the Dark Angels and their Primarch, the Lion, are my favorite legion. This might make this video seem a bit of a biased kiss-ass, but after spending a lot of time with the Horus Heresy lore recently, reading over like a dozen Heresy books, Primarch books, and short stories, it's become abundantly clear that not every legion was made equal. Some Primarchs and their legions are just like straight up better than others. Whether it be due to the power and influence of their Primarch or the legion's own tactics and culture, there is just like a definitive tier list. At the top of that list is the Dark Angels. The Dark Angels have overcome foes that 100% would have spelt the extinction of lesser legions. The Rungdung would have been
Whatever.
Gilliman had crazy respect for the Lion and felt inferior when they meet.
Yeah, but that was just because Gilliman is like a really fucking humble guy. And he doesn't want to believe that he's the best, but everyone knows that he is actually God. That's just, truth.
annihilated the Emperor's children. The Crave would have slaughtered the White Scars, yet against the bastion of the Dark Angels, these unstoppable forces were crushed. There is a reason why the Emperor chose the Dark Angels as his super weapon. It's because they were the only ones that had the discipline, restraint, and will to use such messed up weapons of war. Before we get started, sometimes the stars align and brands that I've been a customer for years reach out to me. These are my favorite because I already promote these brands to my mates, so why not make money promoting it to you guys? The best example is today's sponsor, HelloFresh. I don't say this lightly, HelloFresh has made a massive impact on my life. As I work out every day, diet is a big thing for me. I tried living off microwave meals but got sick of them, then tried to cook food, but I didn't really know what I was doing or how to make it balanced. Also, it tasted like shit. Ordering food 24/7 is a bad idea for my bank account and waistline. Then I got onto HelloFresh and never looked back, as it literally solves all these issues. A service which drops off fresh ingredients to your doorstep, as well as a simple guide on how to cook each meal. The meals are delicious, never get old due to their variety and freshness, and have great macros. Not to mention they only take like half an hour to cook per meal, shorter than it takes for a food delivery. So not only am I saving money, getting bigger and better meals.
How the fuck is half an hour? Where do you live that it takes half an hour for food to be delivered? When I order food, it's like 15, 20 minutes, maybe? I could drive and get food and be faster than half an hour, though. Johnson always had lesser numbers, but quality over quantity. They had a tiny splinter force reach Terra and kicked the hell out of the traitors and retook the Astronomicon, while 3 other legions there could manage. All right, I know. I can see where this is going. Half of fucking chat is on the dick of all the fucking Dark Angels. Okay, I get it. Okay, chat, I get it. You guys really want to suck off the Dark Angels. But, have you guys heard about our Lord and Savior, Rabute Gilliman? Do yourselves a favor and educate yourselves, please.
But I've also learned how to cook, which is a massive boost on your quest to get laid. Chicks love a man that can cook. So to save your time, effort, macros, and waistline, use my linking code POGMAJOROCT65. It should auto-apply if you use my link.
Code is that?
65% off and free shipping. God damn, you'd have to be dumber than a drongo that got donked with a didgeridoo to turn that one down. Cheers to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Today we'll go over why the Dark Angels and their Primarch were the greatest legion, picking out their highlights, victories, and obscene weaponry rather than, just retelling their lore. A key part of this video is how powerful the Dark Angels were, not currently are. Their modern day chapter is a bit of a meme, and not in a good way. So we'll be putting the focus on them during the Crusade and the Heresy. Let's get into it.
Let's go!
The Dark Angels put a lot of pride and emphasis on the fact that they were the first legion, the Astartes whom all others are just mere copies of. Their roots go all the way back into the Unification Wars. They were the legion that helped put down the Thunder Warriors Rebellion. For as long as the galaxy has had Astartes, it has had Dark Angels. As the Dark Angels were the Emperor's first and most numerous Astartes legion, they were the first to be tasked with all the really fucked up missions, killing witch lords, destroying tainted lands, being exposed to a lot of unpleasant Xeno shit that would drive others insane. As such, they became very good at keeping secrets. The things they fought and killed would not be recorded in the annals of history, as they were not glorious victories, more so ruthless purgings that had to be done. The First Legion were reliable, effective, and didn't gossip. Small talk was a no-no for the Dark Angels, and to discourage non-superhumans from trying to even talk with them, they began adorning their armor with skulls, bones, and other aspects of death. They truly were the Emperor's own angels of death. Whilst other legions were holding parades on easily compliant human worlds, the Dark Angels were sent to root out the galaxy's monsters from their own decrepit dens. So as we see, even prior to the discovery of their Primarch, the Dark Angels were one of the first and foremost legions, the Emperor's favorite even. This is heavily contrasted to the Blood Angels, who were a bunch of fuckhead berserkers that would have made Angron wet, or the White Scars, who were so scattered that they felt no camaraderie with their own legion, or even the Raven Guard, who were basically just Horus's stealth specialists at this point, not to mention the borderline extinct Thousand Sons and Emperor's Children. However, when they found their Primarch, they went balls to the walls. Despite being found a bit later on than others, including Horus, the Lion was able to rapidly take over his legion and raise its effectiveness to a point that within a few years, his tally of victories had caught up to and potentially even surpassed Horus's. He ditched the legion's death-like facade.
I thought Horus was the Emperor's favorite. Or is that wrong?
And installed his own knightly and honourable aesthetic in its stead. Unlike a few of the other legions, such as the Death Guard or the World Eaters, whose meeting with their Primarchs was jarring and actually set the legion back, the Lion was able to smoothly combine the Dark Angel's grim and thankless determination with the honour and culture of Caliban. Both Caliban and the Dark Angels were great at keeping secrets, so this gelled together really well. With the Lion at their head, the Dark Angels were set to easily overtake the Ultramarines and the Lunar Wolves' glories to become the indisputable Master Legion. Then, the Rundung happened. Mankind encountered a Xeno race so powerful that it threatened to destroy the Imperium then and there. It's actually strongly theorized that it was the Rundung who caused the demise of at least one of the lost Primarchs.
Who the hell
To
is the
face this
Rundung?
apocalyptic threat, the Dark Angels were chosen by the Emperor as humanity's champion, to spearhead the counterattack. Although there were 9 other legions that ended up getting involved, the Dark Angels took the brunt of it, losing 50,000 Astartes. No other legion came close to losing that many during the Great Crusade. To then ice it off, just after those massive losses, the Lion led his Dark Angels against the King of the Crave.
That is wrong, as the Emperor says in the Lion's Primarch novel. The Emperor reveals that he actually prefers the Lion and only didn't make them War Master because he knew they would lose the War Master to Chaos.
Wait, the Emperor actually said that? He knew that the War Master would fall to Chaos. Is that right? Because... dude, that is... oh, shit. Okay. Okay, that is...
Yes.
that is pretty fucking wild, if I'm honest. It means the Emperor did plan this. He did have an idea that some of his sons would fall to Chaos. Well, that provides a lot more evidence for a lot of theories that I already have about this. These are the guys that basically... no, this isn't them. Who's the guys that went in and basically scared planets into submission? It's not the Dark Angels. It's the other guys. They fell to Chaos, I believe. They were just super fucked up. The Night Lords. Yes, that's the one. The fucking Night Lords. Okay.
The most powerful Xeno in the galaxy, losing over a third of his entire fleet's mortal crew and thousands more Astartes. Talk about a double kick to the fucking nuts. The Lunar Wolves and Ultramarines didn't surpass the Dark Angels because they were better, it was because the Dark Angels took on the most powerful enemies of mankind in the galaxy and got wounded as a result. Here's a fun little fact about the Angels' fight with the Crave. The Dark
Wait, what? The Night Lords lost 90% of their numbers against the Lion? Holy shit. Okay, wait, this is the Rangda. The Rangda. The Rangda, also called Rangdans, the Rangdan Cerebrivores, or the Rangdan Ossivores, were a hostile alien species first encountered by the Imperium of Man during the Great Crusade in the galactic north and east. After the Imperial expeditionary fleets first breached the eastern fringe in the galaxy, they inadvertently came to the attention of the Rangda, who launched an assault against Imperial space from the galactic east and north. The Rangda were an incredibly vicious and technologically advanced species that assaulted the Imperial forces during 3 campaigns remembered as the Rangdan Xenocides. Starting in the decade of 816S.M30 and ending Millennium 30, I'm assuming it's year 860 of Millennium 30, and ending the early 10th century of the 30th millennium. It was the bloodiest conflict the Imperium would fight in its earliest days before the start of the Horus Heresy. While the Rangda were ultimately defeated, it required the direct intervention of the Emperor himself and at least 3 Space Marine legions, over a dozen Legio Titanicus Titan legions, several Imperial Knight houses, the military forces of the ancient Mechanicum, and hundreds of thousands of troops of the Imperialis Auxilia. The conflict would do lasting damage to several of the Space Marine legions. The Dark Angels took the brunt of the casualties, and the war against the Rangdan would be the reason that the numbers of the First Legion dwindled to the point that the Ultramarines would eventually overtake them as the largest of the Legiones Astartes. The Imperium of Man later claimed that it had purged the entire species and their home star system in the Third Rangdan Genocide, but the accounts of these events were muddled and often contradictory. It also seems likely that the Imperial records deliberately or accidentally mislabeled the world of Advex Mors as Rangda, the species' capital world. Very little about the species is known, since the records surrounding the conflict were sealed long ago. Reports say that Rangda attacked with 2 forms of warriors, Rangdan Cerebrivores and Rangdan Ossivores. Their elite warriors were said to be a rare match for the Space Marine in combat, wielding weaponry perhaps even more advanced than and superior to that possessed by the Imperium and protected by personal defensive energy shielding. But what do they look like? Is there any pictures of the Rangdan, or is it only like you just have to guess what they or imagine what they look like? Go to the top of what? There's no pictures here. So there, oh, for the love of fuck. So there is literally no way of knowing. Ah, that sucks.
Angels are always given shit and meme for
God
their
damn it.
secrecy. This is fair enough. The modern day Dark Angels are almost laughable with how over the top their secrecy is, but during the Crusade era it served them well. When one of the Angels, a Knight of the Centaurus, which was one of the many specialist orders in the Legion, had his mind combed by a Crave warrior, the Crave got extremely frustrated, as the Angel had no idea who his fellow Knights actually were, hence the Crave couldn't locate or lock onto them. On top of that, the only reason why the Dark Angels are able to use their forbidden arsenal without getting universally censured by the rest of the Imperium is because they don't even tell most of their own Legion what they have locked away. Speaking of which, what do they actually have locked away? Well, one of their spicier weapons are enslaved men of iron, genuine AI warriors that have proven to be extremely effective against psychic enemies. They also have special guns and bullets that flay your soul from your body and destroy it, meaning unbreakable psychic barriers are suddenly very breakable. They were basically given all the weapons that still remained on Terra from the Dark Age of technology. The Emperor was actually going to use the Dark
Dude, what the fuck? The Imperium of Man had weapons that literally split your soul from your body? Dude, that is wild.
Angels and this ancient non-mechanicus technology to conquer Mars if the Martians weren't going to be his bitch. So that means the Emperor had given them tech that was beyond even Mars. When it came time for the Emperor to elect the War Master, quite a few people thought he would choose the Lion. The Lion did, at least, that's for sure. However, he ended up picking Horus instead. Why was that? Is it because Horus was a better Primarch? Fuck no. The Lion was a league above his brothers except for maybe Sanguinius and Magnus. Being in the presence of the Lion was very intense. Some Astartes who had no issue looking into their own Primarch's eyes would have to fight the urge to kneel whenever they were in the presence of the Lion. It was said that the only Primarch who left the same impression as the Emperor was the Lion. He wasn't insecure, never doubted himself, and commanded absolute authority. Contrast that with Fulgrim, who was in a constant state of borderline meltdown over his insecurity, or Horus, whose insecurity and ego was exploited to turn him to chaos. The difference is startling. The Emperor knew this and even said to the Lion that one of the reasons why that he
Ancient mankind had weapons that could shoot parts of your body into the future, ignoring all kinds of shielding and such lol.
Dude, and how are people still arguing? It sounds like ancient Imperium was by far the most powerful of all of the races. Like, Jesus, you have weapons that can shoot people's body parts into the fucking future. Like, holy shit.
chose Horus as War Master is because Horus craves attention. He needs to be patted on the head and given a bone. However, the Lion doesn't. Loyalty and duty is its own reward. The Lion finds celebration and glory to be vain and unnecessary. He knows he's a fucking beast at what he does. He doesn't need a bunch of retards banging the drum to show him.
Jesus.
A secondary reason as to why the Emperor didn't
All right, this is how you know that ancient humanity was strong as fuck. When orcs come to you and they're like, peace? That's how you know. Okay, never mind. We are super powerful. Oh my god, dude. Can you imagine the golden age of humanity returning now?
choose the Lion as War Master is because during the Emperor's future scrying and 4D chess game with Malkador, it was shown that whoever the Emperor picked as War Master would eventually betray the Imperium. So there's a good chance that the Emperor valued the Lion so much that he wouldn't risk losing him by placing him in that role. When the heresy broke out, all the traitor Primarchs were shit scared of the Dark Angels. The Blood Angels were tricked into a demonic ambush. Even the Ultramarines were thought to be easily beatable by the Wordbearers. But
Dude, I have a... There's a weird... So, the Chaos Gods are... At least Zeech is a master trickster, right? And a changer of fate, a changer of futures. What if the visions of the future that the Emperor saw were actually visions from Zeech? Because listening to Major Kill describe the Lion... So, the Chaos Gods feast on your, what do we call it? The Chaos Gods feast on your insecurities. They jump into, so in the Dark Imperium books that I'm reading now, if you are angry, that's a way in for the Chaos Gods. If you have no control, if you lose control over your emotions, if you lose control over your person, that's a way in for the Chaos Gods. The way he describes the lion, the Chaos Gods would have no way in. There would literally be no way for the Chaos Gods to get in. So, the Emperor gets a vision that says whoever he makes War Master will fall to chaos. He then decides not to make the lion the War Master because he doesn't want to lose the lion to chaos. But the lion doesn't seem to have any door or even a crack that the Chaos Gods would be able to exploit. So if the lion was the War Master, the Imperium would probably just have beat the living fuck out of everyone. No question. Even the Chaos Gods would be shit scared of him. But then Zeech comes and sort of sneaky, fucky, tells the Emperor, by the way, whoever you make War Master, we're going to corrupt him and he's going to fall to us. And the Emperor's like, shit, all right, I can't make my strongest guy the War Master here. I appreciate the 1,000, bro. Thank you.
Lynch actually tried to corrupt the lion and sent his most powerful demon, Kairos, to corrupt him. Kairos knows all futures and all pasts. He stood before the lion and didn't find a single thing he could say in any future or past that would corrupt him. The lion then killed him, saying, "Loyalty